Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We're trying out a different angle here to see if you can see the makeup better like this. So do let me know what you think of it at the end of this video. But I did my nails this morning in this lovely new brown color and I have been dying to try a brown nail polish for so long now and I just couldn't find a nice color in the shops. But then I saw this one and I had to get it and I love it. I really like the way it looks. But it definitely put me in the mood for a more fall type of vibe, something with this type of brown in it. So that's what we're here for today. I'm gonna go in with the usual primer and just apply it all over my face. I recently filmed the super bright spring look because it is definitely spring here where I am, being in the southern hemisphere. And in typical spring fashion, it's been warm and then cold and then warm and then cold. So it's really hard to pick out what you want to wear that day, but that happens every year. Anyways, for my face makeup, I'm gonna try the whole concealer thing again. So I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl concealer in the color Natural, and I'm going to apply it here underneath my eyes. Really 2016 style, get it on there. Because we are skipping the foundation. I also want some on my forehead, a bit here because I'm always short here, and a nice line here on my chin. Then I'm gonna go in with this Essence Camouflage Concealer in the color Light Ivory. It's nice and bright and just helps me add some dimension. Just dab my eye there. Add a touch on my eyelids and a little bit down here, why not? Now for contour, we're trying something new. We're still gonna go in with this LA Girl concealer in the color Toast. But instead of drawing it onto my face, I'm gonna draw it onto this palette that's already dirty from my Halloween activities. This is from like an SFX look that I did. But I'm gonna squeeze out a decent amount and just like plop it onto the palette. I'm then gonna take my dual fiber brush and I'm gonna stipple it in this, like so, pick it up there. Then I'm gonna squish the brush so I have more control and I'm gonna work it here onto my cheeks. I'm looking at my camera from my mirror today. Now that little bit I'm going to try and buff out as much as I can, spread it everywhere that I want contour. Really try and take it as far as I can and as quick as I can because this stuff dries down and then it doesn't blend. So I'm gonna buff this with an upwards angle, go really quickly, try and blend that into my skin. There we go. A little bit up here, mix it in with that concealer there, so I have the contour there. Buff this part out, similar motions. And up here, and of course the forehead. Try and keep my hair out of it this time. It really helps to stamp and swipe, I found, especially on the forehead. Picked up a bit more, now it feels like I picked up too much. But we're gonna make it work. Try and buff that in. A little bit under the jaw. All this looking up is making my sunglasses fall off. Again with the smallest bit, I'm really gonna squeeze it and I'm gonna go right under my lip there. Try and blend that out. But I want it to go everywhere. And now for the scary part, the nose contour. Just gonna pick up a small amount, touch it up there, touch it up there. Blend with up and down motions until I'm happy with the spread of it, and then you can go down the nose a little bit like that. But it's okay if this is a little dark because this concealer is gonna go over it. All things considered, that wasn't half bad. I just squeezed out way too much, so don't do that. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna spread this concealer literally everywhere. And I'm first going to try and spread it and then I'll go over the places I applied the contour. So that at that point, most of it's already off of my sponge and into other places on my face and I don't end up entirely covering that contour. Instead, it's just gonna have like a light coverage, just gonna help it blend into the skin. Now I can go over the cheek like that and up here and over the nose. Blend in that contour, let it melt into the skin. But I am going to spend a hot minute blending because that's how you get this to look smooth. I find it so stressful when I do this method because I'm still trying to figure it out. So take my advice with a grain of salt here. I was having a bit of a hard time blending this out, but going over it with a now clean dual fiber brush really is helping to blend it all together. I'm just struggling right by my hairline because I don't want to work it into my hair, but I do have to work something in there. Anyways, I'm just gonna buff this all over, try and get everything to blend as seamlessly as possible. And then that is the foundation. What do we think? Realistically, do we like it? Do we not like it? Because for the most part, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm gonna set underneath my eyes with my translucent setting powder. I just tap some into the lid. Gonna pick it up with my kabuki brush and then get it in there before any creases can form. Over the lid as well, and then whatever's left goes everywhere else. My under eyes do need a little bit more love, so I'm going to pick up my Shade and Light palette I'm gonna take this color right here on a big flat shader brush meant for your face. I'm gonna work it on underneath my eye here and a little bit up the side of my nose to just work on that nose contour a little bit. Try and get that line nice and straight and erase those bags a little bit. What did you hear, Duke? What's going on? You don't get to come back in if you go out. Okay, if you're out, you're out. You're out for good, little man. Come. Don't come scratching at the door now. Goodbye. I'm pretty happy with the contour, so I'm not going to go in with powder contour, but I'm going to pick up a bit of this lightest one here and just bronze up my neck a bit so that it matches my face, so that I look a little bit less crazy. Usually when I'm just doing my makeup at home for a video just for fun, I'm like, it doesn't matter if my neck doesn't match, so I just leave it. But it's so easy to get it to match now that I've learned how to use bronzer, so why not? Now for blush, I want something a little bit more red tone than I usually use. I'm going to go into this really old palette of mine. I'm going to pick up this red tone color up here. I'm going to pick up a bit of this pinker toned color down here. Dust off my brush a bit because it's an eyeshadow, so it's highly pigmented. And then I'm going to just tap it onto my cheeks and blend it in. There we go. It's kind of the color I was going for. And I'm really dragging the blush down. Hey, I'm putting it in this whole area because usually in like a fall type of setting, you're nice and flush because it's chilly. And I want to mimic that with my blush today. So I'm really blending it out everywhere. And then with my kabuki brush, I'm just making sure the edges fade quite nicely and it doesn't look like it's plopped onto my face. I just quickly want to get my brows done. So there we go. Nice and intense for fall. Onto eyeshadow, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Born to Run palette today because it has most of the colors I'm looking for. And I'm going to start with this fluffy blending brush and I'm going to pick up the color Riff and just to blend it into my crease. Squish this brush and just put that same color on my lower lash line, just so that I have the same basis to work with when I go in with color. And today we're rounding this outer corner, not taking it into a wing because I'm gonna try and do a more round look. For the inner corner, I want to go in with a mixture of Ignite and Blaze because I really like this color. It's just a touch too dark. So I'm first gonna take the dark one and then put the light one over it. Next to that, I'm gonna do another quarter of Baja. It's a lovely orange color. And I'm first just gonna pack the color on and then I'll go in trying to blend the edges out. But most of the blending is going to happen towards the end once everything has been placed. The next color I'm gonna go in with is Good As Gone. It's a nice deep brown, so we're definitely bringing in the fall colors now. And again, I'm gonna do a quarter because for the outer third I have something else planned. Now to get rid of that fallout, I'm going to take my kabuki brush, I'm going to touch it to my face lightly and then sharply flick. That helps get rid of it without smudging it. And then you don't have a fallout problem. There we go. Now for the outer corner, I want a nice forest green, but I don't have that. Instead I have Wanderlust from this palette. It's more of a smoggy green, I suppose. But I'm going to try and change the color by putting some stuff on top. So I'm first going to place this so that I have the darkness I want. And then I'll go in with something else. So just on the outer corner, put your dark green. Came with a lot of fallout this one, so let's be careful to get rid of that as well. Now I'm going to take a bit of this brighter green here and just mix it with a darker color to tone it down a bit. And I'm going to apply it over that. There we go, that's a lot more like the color I was going for. I think I'm gonna go back in with Wanderlust over that just a little bit, just to make sure it's the exact color I want. There's nothing wrong with going back and forth. And remember, we are rounding it, we are not creating a sharp point. Now I'm going to go in with a small little blending brush and I'm going to try and blend those edges as smooth as possible and up in my crease. And for that, I'm just going to go back and forth over the edge where the two colors are. Maybe go back in with a little bit more of the color if it starts brushing off too much, because sometimes brushing over a color wipes away the pigment, as you can see is happening there. But I'm first just going to smudge them all together and then I'll go back in and add a little bit more pigment. With the same small blending brush, I'm going to pick up a riff and a little bit of still shot this time. And I'm going to blend that into the crease to help those colors all blend together and to just control the rounding of the look. I'm then also going to take it under my eye, again, just to help smudge that all together. And then do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to go in with this golden toned highlighter because this overall is going to have a gold vibe. So I'm going to pick it up on my pencil brush. I'm going to apply it underneath my brow bone right here. I feel like I said that funny. Underneath my brow bone. Or underneath my brow on my brow bone. Yeah, look at how I work the contour into my hair. Nice. Of course, a little bit on the bridge of my nose and on the tip of my nose. Rub it in so it looks natural. Same on my cupid's bow. And of course, a little bit on my cheeks. Right here and right here. And then whatever residue is left on my hand, I'm actually going to put it here on the side of my nose, just so my nose catches the light a little bit more. I think that could be cute. I'm then going to pick up the same color and I'm going to put it in my inner corner, just because I want the shimmer to pop a little bit more there. I think I might actually go in with some glitter to kick it up a notch. But this time I'm only putting it on the top. I'm not putting it on my lower lash line because I don't like anything too shimmery on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to tightline. I want that black to bleed out of my waterline, so I'm going to pick up a little bit of jet and a touch of Good As Gone with an eyebrow brush. And then I'm going to carefully stamp it onto the edge of my waterline. See, now that line's just a little bit less harsh. Onto liquid eyeliner, I'm going to draw a line on my lash line, but I'm not going to wing it out. I'm just going to use it to round my eye and to define it a little bit more. I'm going to give the liner a second to dry before I go on with my lashes. So I'm going to do my lips next. And I'm sure you guys already know what's coming. Now I don't have a brown lip liner, so I'm going to take this brown lipstick and I'm going to take this tiny little brush, pick it up like it's a paintbrush and try and paint on a nice little lip line. So I can control overlining it a little bit here at the top. Now I want this lip to be matte and darker, so I'm going to take Good As Gone with a flat shader brush, really pick up a lot and then tap it onto my lips. It's intense, but I like it. I just wanted to have a little bit of dimension, so I'm going to pick up this LA Girl lipstick in the color Ooh La La and just work a little bit right here onto the middle. And just picking it up, not putting itself on. You really need to load it on so you can actually see it. But yeah, just create that little bit more dimension in the center of my lips. And to really round it off, I'm going to put a bit of a shimmer on my lip. Look at that. It's really subtle, but I like it. So finally, we're curling those lashes. They should be dry by now. And maybe I can succeed without putting fake lashes on. So I'm going to really curl them and load them up with mascara. Pump my own lashes to the max today because I'm determined to not wear false lashes. But then this is the final result for today. A wonderful brown nail polish inspired fall makeup look. It's a little outside of my comfort zone, the lip stalker that I'm used to. I don't have the wing liner on, I don't have the big lashes on. It's a little bit more rounded, subdued and all that. But I like it, I do like it. I hope you like it and I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making this video. Please remember to let me know what you think of this angle, if it works for you or not. And then I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye! The next color we're gonna go... I thought I wasn't filming for a second. Whew. The next color I'm gonna go in with is Good As Gone.